Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back with Bulldozer Power GT and Motorsport Manager. We're looking at the race results from the last escapade, and a slightly disappointing weekend, managing to finish only 8th and 9th overall. So we're not going to dwell on that too much. We'll just move straight on to the woe that is paying the bills. We did get the sponsor cash, I suppose. No, we didn't get we did not get the sponsor cash. This is our regular sponsor cash, and it's not very much. Anyway, that's put a nice big fat dent in whatever money we had left. Anyway, here are the results from Munich, as you possibly recall. And it's Fandango, Hitbone, Marley leading the way, with Engelhardt managing to do quite nicely for a couple of bonus points there, having got the fastest lap and the pole position bonus. Yeah, overall, that's not done too much for us. Stephanie Mori now in 3rd place overall, with Engelhardt in 7th. The good news is that we have 3rd place to ourselves, and we're not a million miles off 2nd. I don't think 2nd is going to happen, but you know, being within a sniff of 2nd is certainly a good sign. So the challenge we've got now is, what do you do when you've got no money? Because that's pretty much where we live. We've got enough to pay for one more race, and then we're dipping into, I don't know, Zhang's piggy bank, hopefully. But there you go. Well, let's celebrate it. Falco Engelhardt there getting pole position. Thank you, Rain. That helped significantly. Car condition, business as usual. That'll be done in 34 hours. Rachel Noy has gone ahead and asked us for an interview. Well, we always say yes. Falco Engelhardt has claimed that your brakes seem to be holding the team back. You've asked this already. I commented on the fact that holding the team back is what brakes are supposed to do. Technical commentators agree. Is it true? Our brakes are awful. We need to improve. He needs to shut up, or we need more investment in our HQ. Well, I think all of these are true. Now then, which one's going to cause the most trouble? Here, I want to keep Zhang sweet, so we're not going to talk about that. He needs to button it. Do I care how happy Engelhardt is? Given that he's first against the wall, I can see that happening. Anyway, it's not changed his morale even slightly. He's just, he goes, yeah, that's what I expected. Pit crew review, 6 pit stops in the last race, and that was why we finished so poorly, was that we did not play the tyre strategy game very well, but these things happen. Anyway, Fandango wins. Scanstrom GT coming out on top with Hitbone in 2nd and Marley on 3rd. Well, there you go. That's splendid. Now, what I didn't do in the last race that I'm going to do in this one. There you go. We might look at who's available in the pit crew there, but hold on, we've got no one in recovery. Really? How did that happen? I bought extra pit crew in last season. Oh, okay, well, we better hire some then. Yeah, all right, okay. I said I wasn't going to hire anybody. I guess we are. Right, chances of error, 0. That makes me happy. Cost per race, $5,000. He's not great, but as a backup, I think a cheap backup is not a bad thing. These two cheap backups who don't make mistakes. Yeah, they might not be quick. What do you mean 200 grand signing on fee? How is that value for money? You're just a mechanic, mate. I mean, you're nothing special. Oh well, you only get to spend it once. And I'm tempted to actually spend the remainder of this on another part, because once that's gone, it's gone, hasn't it? There we go. Auto switch those around, and it's the 2 jacks they're going to be operating. But to be fair, they're both reasonably well rated at jack operations, so maybe that won't be such a terrible thing. Right, over to the car. We're working on improving parts right now, but that's because we're still fixing stuff. Do I want to dive in and design a new part? Yeah, probably, but I'm going to give it a day or two. Just to see what the state of play is and where our better parts currently live. So Becky's finished fixing the car. Thank you, Becky. We'll I don't think it was Becky personally. I think she was just there to kind of oversee the situation. Anyway, Becky's got a lot of upside that she's not currently swinging into. So, she really needs to buck her ideas up a little bit. Right. How's that? So we're working on getting things that are already pretty reliable up to being stupendously reliable, and we're tuning up our new set of brakes. That's all positive. Where are we lacking? Gearbox. Definitely gearbox. Gearbox all day, every day. It's the gearbox. We need a better one. Right. No, that's it. I'm spending the money. I don't care. Just a quick check on the sponsors. 3 races, 2 races. And, yeah. Well, no, just accept that we are going to go broke here, and then we'll see what happens. I don't know. People have said to me in the past that actually going broke is not the end of the world. So we'll see what we get. Right. Okay. Now then, build time plus 5 days. Don't care. You only have to build it once. But acceleration plus 40. Ooh. Now then, the thing is, if I do that, does it give me 2 slots here? It gives me 30, but what I want is I want bonus to max. You see, that's the thing. I don't care what the starting point is, because it's all about the maximum. Because we'll tune it up to get it higher, and all of these are rubbish. Reliability minus 10%. Well, that's not good, is it? On wets and inters. Oh yeah, okay, sure. So it only works when it rains. Perfect. Lovely. Acceleration plus 10 reliability. Yeah, no, none of this is great, is it? Is it, people? Is it? So we get 90 as the base, but we don't get anything to the max. This doesn't make any sense. Oh no, hold on, it does. Every point of acceleration you get adds to the max as well. There we go then, we'll go for that. That'll give us a gearbox that's 147 rated, which is a lot better than what we've got now. Yeah, get it going, get it done, get it on, get it rocking, get it happening. I'm getting it doing all those things. There we go, right. So that takes us down to the point where we are going to be absolutely hammered after the next race. I'm going to let the team go into the red financially, and then we'll have a word with Zhang and see if she fancies not being such a cheapskate. You want results? Well, those results come with a price, and that price is expensive. Right, how many days do you want to whip forward there? Right, I noticed we've got some mail coming in. Scouting report finished on Alex Baldwin. I could care less. Ace Carlton is one of the very best drivers in the GT Challenger Series. Go on in, prove it. Oh yeah, he's quite good. And he's got a bit of the long hair and sunglasses going on there. And it's obviously because he's very cool. He's a racer. He's a mentor. He's old, and he's easy on the fuel. Oh, and he's the reigning International GT Championship champion. Right. Okay. Good. Well, there you are. I mean, he doesn't even race in my division, so that's not something I'm particularly bothered about. Let's add a few more into the list here. Right. Anybody who is not already in the queue, check queue. Oh, I see. The queue's full. Oh, fine. Yeah, we can wait. Let's do all of that. Yeah. All of you, go on, get in the list. I'll keep the scouts working. Whatever. Right. Carlotta Marquez says Stephanie Mori is a gambling addict. Really? Okay, cool. The 18-year-old has been spotted thrown out of a casino in the early hours of Friday morning. That doesn't make her an addict. She's in here every night. Okay, that might make her an addict. Throwing big money chips around like popcorn. Well, anyone who throws popcorn away has got a problem enough as it is. She just keeps losing. I've spent enough time in casinos to know an addict when I see one. Stephanie fits the bill. Looks like Bulldozer Power GT boss Colonel Failure may have a challenge on his hands, convincing Mori to give up her addiction. Addictive personality, less focus, less morale. Oh, flipping Nora. Meanwhile, Vasily's here with an engine cooling issue. Got a bit of a disaster. Found a leak in Falco Engelhardt's engine cooling system. Gaffer tape. The part's reliability will be out of the window if we can't fix it. Make the fixing... That's only reliability right now. Right? I can fix that, sure. I'm not burning £500,000 on it. Don't sweat it, mate. We'll fix it up in post. Let's have a look. Engines. Yeah, there we go. It's wrecked. All right, you're good. You're good. Get the engine into that, and chaps, get to work. 5 days after race is the best we can do. All right. Well, he's going to need the engine. Engine makes the car go. So, you know, get on with that. In fact, we'll bang everybody over there, and Becky can just continue working on the brakes on her own time. Just kind of going, oh, yeah, no one wants to help me out. He goes, shut up, Becky. Kevin's doing important stuff. Right, there we go. Okay, well, that's not a problem. I mean, that's £500,000 that we could have lived without having to spend. But c'est la vie. Yes. What? Why have you summoned me from my reveries? You haven't. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is the GT Championship now running in Munich, which we've just come from, and it's Paula Swans out on at the top of the table there to finish off, ahead of Octavia Bean and Brenda Karma. An all-female 1, 2, 3 going on there. Swans getting the bonus for the fastest qualifying time and the fastest lap in there as well, giving her 24 points, which bumps her nicely up to the top of the table overall, being in second for Spartan. And then if you look at the team competition, it's Hammer AMR who are leading the way, which is Paula's team, but they're only ahead by 2. It's going to be a much closer season this time around than it was last year. But obviously we're not in that division, so who really cares at the end of the day? Right, onwards. Let's crack on here. We've got work to be doing, and that work is important. Right, let's scouting. We've had another scout happen. Good. I'm not going to read it. It's not like I'm hiring anybody at the moment. Right, done your scouting mission, Agatha Tate. She's a stronger driver. Yeah, okay, fine. Upcoming report for Beijing. It's a 33-lap race, 2.3 miles, and the lap record is. I'm sure it is. There is likely to be some rain during the race, with Sunday showing a 40% chance of rain. High speed, so will suit cars with strong engines. I'm working on that. Scanstrom are the team to beat. You do surprise me. They're basically just buying the victory. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything else. Right, brakes research facility. Vasily wants a new building. Okay, Vasily, we'll see. Beijing preview round up. Clem Fandango is a hot favourite because he cheats, according to team principal Eddie Dubois. It's going to take something special to stop Fandango. I don't know, refereeing could happen. There's plenty of time left to catch Fandango, says Grand Slam Autosport's Laszlo Hibbone, who is currently sitting in second place in the driver's standings. You know what? I don't care, though. That's the thing. I want them gone. I want all the good teams out and dealt with. Zhang, I've spotted a number of transactions coming out of the account that I find concerning. If this bending pattern continues, you're likely to be very low on cash by the end of the season. Zhang, your observation of our financial dealings is very much appreciated, but let me tell you, we're going to be very low on cash now, and we're going to be out of cash next week. So you might want to go and have a word with the whoever it is runs your trust fund, because I'm coming calling. We're going to come and make a withdrawal. Right, okay, that was another bit of scouting done. I'm just getting rid of the little red mark there. I can't stand it. Anaconda has been reviewed. Jolly good. Well, let's have a look. She's one of the GT Challenger Series top drivers. Is she, though? Yes, she is. Not terribly focused. Another Spartan driver here, but everything else, way smooth, way overtaking, terribly fit, and awfully adaptable. That's quite the driver going on there. Let's have a look at part improvement, because we're about to head out to Beijing. Managed to get the Engelhardt's engine up to 83%. See, when Kevin puts his mind to it, the job gets done. Right, that saved us 500,000 notes, that did. We're going to go with Acus again, 650 all in. Makes precious little difference at this stage. We're going to be broke no matter what. Part fitting. Let's fit the parts that make the fit the parts that make the darts. Sure. Right. Yeah. Fit parts. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Brakes are about right. Engine looks pretty solid. Gearbox. This new gearbox can't come soon enough. Look at this. It's an 80. and the new one maxes at 140 some odd, or maybe even higher than that. So so I'm looking forward to receiving that. The gearbox 53. No, that's not helpful. So top speed and acceleration and deceleration all crucial in this one. So we're not going to have an awful lot of part stripping opportunity going on. It's largely going to be you run what you've got, and what we've got is not good. It's not great. No, it's not good. It just isn't. There we go. It's the Bugs Bunny splattered all over the asphalt track once again, and I mean, there's a couple of decent straights on here, but an awful lot's going to come down to the weather and whether we play that correctly. See, that's two different spellings of weather in a sentence and a half. I know you don't get that on lesser channels, do you? No, you certainly don't. That's the kind of thing that makes me stand out from the crowd. Anyway, here we go. Beijing. It's beautiful. It's a nice sunny day, although a lot of the atmospherics there coming from the undeniably high levels of smog. Right, okay. Add select drivers. I reckon we'll go with the usual two. Just a thought there. Right, car setup. Towards high speed, towards oversteer, and I suspect the acceleration is going to be more or less in the right kind of ballpark already. Let's tweak Steph's setup here. Alright, we'll move the... actually, we don't want to move the weight distribution too much because we don't want to tend towards understeer. Let's go that way. That looks alright. Tyre choice, you're figuring out mediums. All right, well we'll go for a shorter, rather we'll go for fewer pit stops this time round and see if that does us any favours. Right, give it some of that. Give it some of this. There we go. We'll see how it gets on with that. You're going out on the soft tyres, fair play. Can't really argue with that. Let's head out to the practice session. Right, Steph, off you go. Yep. Off you trot. Go on, rock and roll. Don't hang around. Give it some monkey paste there. Let it know exactly who it is that's in charge, and it's you. You are the one in charge. Right, let's not muck about here. We'll bring Steph in straight away and get some tweakage happening, and we'll also cue Engelhardt to come in as well. Switch back to Maury. Get a dynamic racing angle. There you go. I apologise for the high speed of this, but frankly, when I told you to come in, why are you not coming in? You are coming in. Okay, good. Right, okay, it looked like those tweaks have actually done a pretty respectable job. Right, cornering is good, handling is good, speed balance, bang on. Marvellous. Right, okay, well let's... given that top speed and acceleration are our watchwords here, let's take that out a little bit further. Let's drop that a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's good. And then keep the gear ratios more or less where they were. Alright, see how you get on with that. Yeah, go on, clear off. Right. And then as for Falco, what's he got to tell us here? He's not so pleased with the cornering, but the handling and the top speed are certainly on the money. Right, we'll drag him that way, and then compensate and pull everything else back in again, I guess. There, something like that. See how you go. All right, we'll know quite quickly if you've got it wrong. Right, Steph's away. We're going to bring her straight back in again. Can't let them set a lap time or anything like that. No, we need to bring them in so that we've got some kind of a feel for whether the car's any good or not. Close on the first time out is not a bad way to go. But in all honesty, I think that doing those kinds of tweaks actually makes it more difficult to get it right. Interesting. So it's actually you're not you don't want high speed on the cornering. You actually want it to drop a little. If we compare here, you've got the oversteer right. Speed balance slightly more towards acceleration. Well, fine. So we'll do that. Maybe one more. I've gone 2 more. Okay, well, go me. You will bang there, and then this one, just nudge it that way. But I think that might be too much. Yeah, wrong way. Okay, go on, go on. Oh, it's a little bit. That's a little bit too much. What else can we do here? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Right, leave that there, and then let's see if we can't fiddle these into some kind of alignment. That one's not getting us any closer. I'm going to have to do some fine-tuning on that. And this one, you've gone in the right direction, but you've gone too far, so drop that down a notch. I'll take a grate. Grate's okay. What about the steering situation? Okay, well, handling is now great. Yes, and that's okay. No, tweak that again. That's it. Go that way. See what that gives us. All right. Well, you'll come in one more time, and then I'll let you put a lap in. Oh, Englehart's cheekily had a second go, which is daft because he's not going to actually set a lap time. He doesn't like the new ballast settings, so we can certainly deal with that. That my drivers are currently dropping places in the top scores doesn't surprise me in the slightest, given that that I'm not actually letting them complete a lap. Right, Falco, talk to me, buddy. What do you need here? How can I help you? All right, poor, great, excellent. Well, then we're almost on it, aren't we? So we've dropped. So we want to be wanging this the other way a bit. How's that? That is probably pretty good. Maybe one more notch there, and then get everything else back onto the grey marker point there. Easy peasy. Nothing's going to interfere with me doing that. Go on, one more. No, see, it's just not quite right. Yeah, and fiddling with your tyre pressure, I mean, that's going to end well, isn't it? Can we just, how about something like, almost a bit like, just do a bit of, something like that. Let's try that. I reckon that'll do it. Right, go on, off you go. Right, Steph's in. Right, we've got good, excellent, great. All right, now we're talking. Now, I don't want to do any more changes after this one, so we'll make this one the one that matters. We've gone from an initial good to a good, so a little bit further on the old balance there. Ballast, one should say, and that should do the trick. All right, now then, I need that handling to be pulled back in again. We want the acceleration just that way, a smidge. Less than that even, and you that way. See, you're messing with. Yes, exactly that. That will be the one. Good, right? Yes, thank you. You might as well stay out on mediums because chances are you're going to be using them during the race. So we'll allow that. Right, Engelhardt, get your backside back in here. And we'll see about one final tweak for you before you go and rinse it for a couple of laps. Steph, you go and stick in a flyer or two, see how you actually compare. Cornering feels nice now. Good tweaks. Cornering's only good though, so we can do better. We can do better. That's fine. You come here. Right, I'll be aggressive with it. Where's the best you've had? So we want a little bit more on the acceleration and oversteer, well, more or less where it is. So if we go that way and then a little bit more on the acceleration. All right. Yeah, that doesn't feel terrible. No, that feels respectable. Okay, good. There you are. Have at it. No, go and make me proud there, Falco. Show me what you're made of. Demonstrate to me what you've got. Right. So Steph is saying that the gearing seems really nice. Englehart's got some green number in his face, which is probably not going to help him get a respectable time here. But that's part of the course, I suppose. It's only practice. All we're trying to do is just learn it. It looks to me like Steph has got third fastest of the day, which is pretty good, given that she's running on mediums. Trial is slightly faster, but running on soft tyres. So, you know, there's that. Let's see what sort of time that Engelhart can bang in. Oh, he finally manages to overtake. Well done, you. Have a cookie. I'd throw a like at you if I felt it would make any difference. Engelhart there lands fourth. So once again, we've got both drivers looking pretty respectable towards the top end of the equation, if you consider it to be an equation. Right, there you go. Both drivers, good job. Right, I feel that's the cars set up pretty well. But then the cars are almost always set up pretty well. This is more about you know, what's the on the day performance going to be like. Anyway, qualifying lies ahead of us, so we're just going to have to see. Oh, hold on, we've got some idiots to talk to first. Ciale Leo, who is a fan, says Jesus Texera is rubbish. I'm still pronouncing that wrong. I don't know. I'm just getting it wrong. Motorsport of Michel Dupont. What did they put in the water at Bulldozer Power GT HQ? I don't know, but it would have been free. Mega impressive practice today. Thanks, Michelle. Good to have her on side. Simon Higgins, just did a quick poll at the press room. No one was expecting Bulldozer Power GT to perform like that in practice. It's because I'm the pro, you know. I know my car setups. Or rather, I dabble with car setups. Okay, it is raining for qualification. Now you see what we need to look at here. How long is it going to continue to rain? All right, this first instance, it's not going to be too big a deal. Hold on, no. Cancel, close. How wet's the track? The track isn't that wet. Right. Okay, practice knowledge. Qualifying, yep. And performance. Okay. And for Stephanie, I think we'll go qualifying and performance. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know. That's what we're going to go with. Car setup, great plus across the board. That's all right. Start the old qualifying. Start qualifying. And Steph, go. Go. Flipping heck. Well, I shouldn't have to press twice, Steph. Just, you know, get shaking. Get it going. Right, we'll give her 5 seconds. Right, Falco, go do the thing. You ended up on pole last time round. I mean, I'm not saying you won't do it again, but you might do it again. Just good luck, do your best. What's the water situation looking like? The water situation is looking like it might actually start drying up. But we are expecting wet weather throughout the session, as far as we can see. No, there it goes. Right, okay, second qualifying time is what's going to be needed, because, yeah, there it goes. You see, look, it's going to get drier, which means that a qualification stuck in at the end of the session is going to be quite a bit faster. Now, at this stage, it doesn't really matter too much because we only need to get ourselves into the top something or other. Falco there saying, my tyres are cool. I should hope so too. They cost enough. Yeah, I know that's not what he means. But that's not funny, you see. See, there's mirth involved in deliberately getting something wrong, of deliberately misunderstanding what someone's saying. Engelhart's got someone up his trumpet. I don't know exactly who it is. Oh, that's all right. He just trumpeted someone else. Right, Maury's first over the line for qualifying. Fandango 0.2 of a second slower. Engelhart 0.6 of a second slower. Trial 2.5 seconds. This is good. Okay, so Steph's got a respectable time up there, and that's not a bad place to start. Now then, we've got massive amount of rain incoming. So there is absolutely no point in sending them out again, because the track is going to become untenable. Nobody's going to go faster at this point, unless they are finishing right about, in the next 20 seconds or so. So, no, we'll stay put. Thanks. No, that's you've done well. Thanks, team. Good effort. Don't get on the radio and say, oh, I know I could go faster. I don't need you to go faster. Just avoid elimination in this first session. See, everybody else is currently out on inters, and it's only Fandango who managed to get out there quick enough to go on the slippery tyres. Yeah, there you go. Easy peasy. Qualification done. Stage 1. Right, next one. We need to finish in the top 6 in the third session, but now we're going to be looking at what tyres are they going to start the race on. Now, that gets overridden if there is wet weather abroad, so we need to worry about that less. Anyway, eliminated black note, I've decided might actually be how that's pronounced. I've done some studying, and I think it might supposed to be black note. Couldn't tell you. Black and Cout works for me, though. Anyway, Jeff Kickery's gone. Duncan Disorderly is also out. Henry Wellington's gone. Jess Kickery, the Kickery family there. Distinctive chin, no distinctive chin. Could be unrelated. Anyway, they're all gone. Steph is the fastest on the track right now, but it's pretty meaningless given that it was largely weather assisted. Now then, what have we got here? Currently dry. That means get out as fast as possible, because if it's going to start getting wet at any point, I've never done that. Oh, you lowlife. No, don't look. Chance it. In fact, this is pausing it as well. Looks like we might start getting some rain after 6 minutes, so that's enough time to get a qualifying lap done. But let's not forget, these are the tyres they're going to have to start the race on. Same goes for you, Engelhardt. Yeah. Go, 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 go. Don't hang around. Don't spare the horses. Rinse the heck out of it. Get it going. Right, I'm going to turn your tyres on now. They say tyres. I turn your mistreatment of your tyres on. Right, okay, here we go. Let's see how we get on. What forecast for me? No, it looks like it's going to stay dry. Yep, no dampitude forecast. Although, if you look between kind of in the 5 minute remaining mark, it does seem to be becoming less dry. I don't think that means anything. All right, okay, fine. In which case, it'll just be what it is. Fandango's done a 1:29.93. We're a bit faster than that, if I recall correctly. Steph, I think did a 1:20.6, but we'll soon find out. She'll be over the line any moment. Maury, 1:22.92. There you go. That's pretty quick. And Fandango's then gone faster. Shurty's gone faster as well. But we've got 3 and 4. Marley's not as quick. Trial's not as quick. These are the big hitters here. Lacey Carlton's done well. What we're looking for is Hitbone. Hitbone is the other quick driver. There we go. Hitbone there coming in at 4th. Fuegas Manny in at 4th now, pushing Hitbone down by 1. But this is fine. It's good enough for us to qualify for the final session. And I only need 1 driver in the top 6. Providing we manage that, then we're in business. Our tyres are pretty much as wrecked as anybody's. But again, and here comes the rain. So that's, my rain dance paying off. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're going to get nothing out now. Marley's going to try go faster. Why bother? You're already qualified for the third session. That just makes no sense. Engelhardt reckons he can improve on that time. All right. Well done. Good for you. Congratulations. I hope that you do improve on that time. But I don't need you to right now. Right now, you're fine. Mule, Crouton and Hayes all desperately trying to go faster despite the fact that the track is now pretty much underwater. That's just gonna end as it ends. Anyway, it's Cheating Fandango who goes fastest in this session. That's a pretty quick time, actually. I wonder if we'll see a 1:19 at some point. It certainly could happen. I mean, you know, that I'm just trying to build some tension for you. Anyway, it's Frankie Trial, Jesus, Army Mule, Tallulah, and Ian Hayes who are slung unceremoniously out of the third qualifying session as we brace ourselves for having to use those tyres if it's dry at the start of the race. Right, okay, here we go. It's starting out. Is that slightly moist? No, it looks like it's dry. Okay, right. Steph, this is the one that matters. There's a point in it. If you can finish in first here, then there's an extra point to be had. So go out on these ones, because we're going to send you out on mediums, given most of the chance during the actual race. Although I suspect we will be seeing the Inters get some use. 3, 2, 1, Engelhardt. I just don't want them. I want them both out quickly, but I don't want them bunched up. Just on the off chance that Steph has a bad run, I don't want it to impact on Falco. No. Yes, thank you. Always worth pressing the correct button, I found. Anyway, we're riding with Falco right now, and I'm guessing that's Manny behind him. But I don't think the ordering is. No, it's not. It's not track position. Right. Okay. So Maury now. I quite like this zoomed out approach that we've got going on here. Tyre temperature is too low, says Falco Engelhardt. Do the swervy thing that racing drivers do. Steph gets round through the first sector, and she's already 0.2 of a second off. Whatever that pace line is. I don't know whether that's her previous pace or whether it's somebody else's. But she's not on the money. Anyway, there is no rain in the sky at the current time. Steph did a 1:20, and there's Fandango immediately doing a 1:19. I did raise the question of whether that was likely to happen. It has. So there you go. It's happened. Marley not going quite as fast as Maury. That's good. Carlton not going quite as fast as Maury. That's also good. We just need one driver in the top 6 to get 325k into our bank box. I mean, these days we don't really need a bank box. You'd probably get away with sticking it in a jam jar. Right, there we go. And I think that'll do it. I'm not sending them out again. There is no real benefit in doing so. Fandango's having another go. Marley and Carlton are having another go. Shooty, Black and Count, they're all having another go as well. All right, well, you know, they're allowed to. I mean, it's a bit tiresome, but they are allowed to have another try. And Black and Count's the only one who can knock me out of there, and he hasn't, so that's all good. But it's Lacey Carlton who's going to be starting from the front of the grid. Very nice. I mean, you know, a pretty decent driver, but we don't see her making the headlines very often. So qualifying done. Let's go over to the internet and see what the fans are saying. Holly Lujan, Lujan, at Nicholson Racing, lame. To which the easy response there is, Holly Lujan, you're illiterate. And next up, the Evening Herald with Arnold Boycott. Nakata's performance are looking imperious this weekend. Oh, Arnold, you and your vocabulary. Constanza Shooty is... Constanza, beg your pardon, the car was undrivable today, so angry. Cancelled media events, I'm hitting the simulator. Here's the thing, Constanza. You do something like that when you drive for me, you'll find yourself fired. Christoph Miesman, Bulldozer GT, Power GT is so much better than Grand Slam Autosport, even their colours are better, lol. Yeah, well, probably true. Evening Boycott is going on for qualifying as well. It's crucial here in Beijing, as it is in every race, Arnold. I mean, seriously. I mean, you talk about saying absolutely nothing of any worthwhile mentioned possibility there. Words. Gazzetta dei Motori, Lisa Amorosi, the top 2 drivers, Clem Fandango and Laszlo Hitman, are set to resume hostilities. And this is all old news. Luke Finley Maxwell, kind of hoping that the guy over there who's been following me all week works for the government, otherwise things are going to get pretty weird. Yeah, all right, Luke. Whatever. Right, okay, so It's race day. The sun is currently out, which means that we're going to be running on the qualification tyres. Now, we got this very wrong last time, so I don't know what's going to happen this time around. Certainly doesn't look like there's going to be any rain before lap 8. Oh, Falco, what are we going to do with you? Super soft tyres wear more slowly. Yeah, that might be worth having, but I think we'll give you the performance increase on softs and then a race trim, because that works across the board. Whereas Stephanie, you're definitely going to spend a lot of the race on medium, so we're going to go the other way with you and see what we end up with. Let's get to the weight strippage. Now then, we've got an awful lot of crucial paraphernalia on the car this time around. We could possibly do a little bit of stripping from the gearbox. If we knock 5% out of that, okay, go on then. Just purely because it is ultra reliable. With the suspension, we'll take that down by a goodly amount. We're not going to touch Falco's at all because he can't afford to lose any reliability there in the slightest. Everything else we'll leave well enough alone, kind of. Right, so Steph's car has gained quite a bit of performance out of that exercise. Falco's has gained a little, but we'll just have to see how we go. Now then, do I want to try and do anything clever here? No, your setup's all good. Driving style, let's go for a standard kind of opening gambit kind of setup for both of them. Anything could happen. Anything at all. So here's the grid. It's Lacey Carlson, Fuegas Manny out on the front row with Clem Fandango and Vlad Marley on the second. Laszlo Hitbone is next door to Stephanie Mori in 5th and 6th. Falco has got Constanza right next to him. Oh, that's good. They're both idiots on Twitter. 5th row, Jim Kilmowski and Julie Blackenkout. On the 6th row, it's Frankie Trial and Jesus Texera. Before you get to Army Mule, who's gone on mediums with Tallulah Crouton. You then get Ian Hayes and Jay Blackenkout, who's also on mediums there. I think these medium drivers might be onto something. Jeff Kickery, Duncan Disorderly on the 9th row, beg your pardon, with Henry Wellington. Stop trying to say the second word before you finish the first one. Henry Wellington, Jess Kickery bringing up the rear. Jess on the medium tyres. I don't think she's going to finish last. So here we go. Lights, camera, angle. This angle. Go. Action. Mori starts brightly. Engelhardt's a bit slow on the trigger there as they come into the first corner. Mori got the inside angle and picks up a couple of places. We're no longer watching you, Falco, because Steph's getting it done. She's now pushing for 3rd, and she hasn't quite got the mustard to hit 3rd. We'll give these guys auto turbo boostage for when they want it. And the pack pretty much staying together at the moment, but there are some pretty tight corners here, so that's largely going to be the case as the race proceeds. Obviously, we're chasing down a 6th place overall if we can, purely for the money. I don't like driving purely for the money, but we are driving purely for the money. And then once you hit that big straight there, Fandango really does stretch his legs. And that's all there is to say about that. Falco's managed to pull places back again, but he's interchanging with other drivers on a regular basis. Let's pull out the action here as we advance to normal race speed. Mori's got 4th place as her own, but those tyres are not going to last very long. Let's go over to the weather centre. Michael Fish, what have you got to say for yourself? Dry. Okay, thank you, Michael. We'll be stopping back with him on a regular basis unless I forget, in which case I'll be sad. Steph is now falling back a little. She's not on the pace. Hitbone is certainly giving her a run for her money. But this kind of second pack, they're all pretty well grouped together. So there could be quite a lot of switching going on there. Steph's very quick through that bit of chicane, which is nice to see. But she doesn't quite have it on the lengthier sections. Hitbone does seem to have a little bit more gusto where that's concerned. We're going to have to think about some tyre prevention and or cure as Maury gets overtaken by Hitbone. That's not unsurprising. Terrible time to apply the turbo booster there. You want to do it on a straight so you really get the most out of it. But, you know, so be it. I suppose were one to micromanage turbo boost usage, then you know, you could make some headway there. Right, I'm pitting Engelhardt first. We're going to put him back out on mediums. Ooh, are you? Yes, we are. We won't take any fuel this time around. We'll leave the parts alone. We won't recharge the battery. We'll do the pit strategy on Chansey, because we always do. So he's going to finish. He's going to come out at the tail end of the grid. There we go. He's getting it done, and that's going to leave him every opportunity to work his way back up. Steph's starting to lose out a little bit now. We'll bring her in this lap. Now then, what's the smarter course of action here? I think we go mediums. We don't want to pit any more than we absolutely have to, and if it starts to rain, everyone's going to have to pit anyway. So we might as well not. The suspension is a little bit worn. I wonder if that's going to be a concern, despite the fact that suspension is not a critical part according to the race documentation. Very, very hard to say exactly what's going to happen there. Anyway, we're going to be some of the earlier drivers in. I think Carlton might come in this lap. Her tyres are showing some signs of trouble. Marley as well is showing some wear. And there you go. Carlton's in. We're in. Who else came in? Well, we got 4 drivers in now. Anyway, Maury makes that look relatively straightforward. She's back out again in 17th. Engelhardt managed to leapfrog his teammate and is out in 16th. But obviously with the extra lap already completed, he's going to have to come in a little earlier. But we've got quite a bit of time to make up. 11 seconds, 10 and a half, 11 seconds off the back of the leading lap drivers. I mean, that's not terrible, because everybody else has got to pit at some point. It's simply a question of who's going to make the most headway from this. And it looks like Engelhardt actually is heating his tyres a lot faster than his teammate is. Certainly, Maury's having to now fight off advances from Fuegas Manny. Marley's moved up a place, overtaking Carlton, but Carlton is also on medium tyres, and Manny's gone out on the super softs. So you know, there is that to consider. Let's follow Falco, given that he's slightly further ahead, and let's zoom in to really make the most of the action, given that he's likely to be overtaken pretty soon, I would have thought. Now Fandango's out. He's got 5-second gap up front. But as it stands, Engelhardt's actually in second. Yeah, I know. Yeah, brace yourselves. Excitement could be on the cards. He's doing just as well as his teammate, although his tyres are starting to look a little bit done here, so we'll ease that back a bit. As much as we don't really care about fuel usage too much, because we can always add a dab more, we don't really want to do that. What's the weather forecast? Michael Fish. Dry. Okay, good. Thanks, Mike. We'll be back with you probably around lap 12, just to see if there's any change going on there. Yeah, Engelhardt has now cooked his tyres. He's lost the place. Steph's tyres are also starting to look a little bit warm. We'll ease her off as well, but we'll allow her to continue using the fuel at the rate she has been doing. Yeah, Engelhardt has cooked his tyres up a treat there, and he's down to half health on them as it stands. So it's Army Mule currently leading the pack with, I guess that's Julie Blackenkout in second, as Maury has a look on the inside of Engelhardt and goes through. And what would be completely dramatic at this point would be if they were to take each other out. Wouldn't that be hilarious? But closing in fairly quickly is Marley. You know, ooh, drama is what's occurring. Right, we'll ease off. Let's ease off some. Try and get these tyres back within temperature again. because the heat of the track is actually going to start picking up as Mori, thanks to some pit stop action, is now in 6th place, which is exactly where we need her to be. But Marley's closed right up, but then again, Marley has got a pit again soon. So what a clown. The sun is now blazing. There is some clouds due around lap 18. Whether or not that is the harbinger of a damper surface is hard to say for sure. No, Marley's given up. Marley's gone back in the pits. Manny's tyres are actually hanging on pretty well. Disorderly and Kickery still have to come in, but now both Bulldozer Power drivers are in the top 6. That's super duper as Englehart's tyre temperature returns to civility. We can then bump them back up again with regards to trying a little bit. There you go. Kickery and Disorderly both going into the pits, and now we are lead lap. Everyone's had one stop. Marley and Black and Cow both having had 2 stops. Oh dearie me. They're going to need to have 3. We're going to target 2 stops overall to get through the race. Whether we can pull that off or not is it's going to be hard to tell. But 3 and 4 on the track is not a bad place to be. Shooty's going to have to come in pretty soon. Manny's not going to last much longer. Fandango's not going to last much longer. Frankie Trial is the one who seems to have nailed it right now. Currently in 5th place, just about on the tail of Engelhart. Their tyres still got 50% worth of life in there. Engelhart now complaining about his tyres, but then again, Engelhart will complain about just about anything on any day. So we can pretty much ignore that. Now then, while Engelhart is acting as blocker, I've given Mori the go signal. She moves up to 2nd due to Fandango pitting. Fandango's come in for mediums as well. He's not going to make them last to the end of the race. No way is he going to make those last to the end of the race. As Trial passes Engelhart, his tyres are now a bit of a mess. So I'll give him the why don't you come on in there signal, and we'll see how we go. I don't think he makes it to the end of the race here. I think he's got 2 stops to go. Now the question is, as we come up on half distance, what should we be doing? Do 2 sets of speedy tyres get us the same distance as 1 set of mediums and 1 set of speedy? I think we go mediums. I'd rather save the big push for the end of the race. Fuel, we've got 7 laps remaining. Now, here's the thing, is what we could do here is do the fuel stop at the... No, you do the fuel stop now. Make this the slow one. Right, fill it up. That gives us 20 laps of fuel, which is more than we need. In fact, it's about bang on what we need. It's 19 laps of fuel. He's going to be... Yeah, all right. We'll invite him to go a little easy on the fuel usage. There may be a splash when he has to come in for another pit stop. The gearbox is starting to look a little bit tired. Well, okay, that's... I mean, it is what it is there. Meanwhile, Mori is 6.2 seconds off the lead. That's not going to get any better. Manny's come in, also got mechanical problems. So Manny is pitting right now, leaving Mori first on the track, and I would imagine being closed down quite fast given her tyre condition. So we're going to bring her in now, and we'll stick her out on a similar kind of setup. Check the weather, Mike. Okay, thank you, Mike. Mediums. Okay, yeah, and then we'll give it some fuel. There we go. 21 laps of fuel that will give her. We'll take that down to 19. No, I don't want to go any less than that. Given how I go through fuel, I don't want to go any less than having a comfortable cushion in there. We do go through fuel quite quickly. Anyway, Engelhart rejoins the race in 17th. That is a long way off the curve, which leads me to believe that Fandango has not taken on fuel, or maybe started with a healthy fuel balance. It's tough to know for certain. Anyway, Mori's coming out of the pits now. Where's she going to end up? rejoins the race ahead of Lacey Carlton. Cuts up Lacey Carlton there. Well, you know, good on you. That's what we like to see. Both drivers now back in the race. Now then, who's going to come in? Frankie Trial's coming in soon. Kilmowski has got maybe a lap or two. Crouton, Wellington, a lap or two. The other driver's doing quite well. Fandango has already lost a quarter of his tyres' life. So he is obviously planning to come in once more. The question is simply going to be whether the weather is going to interfere with how the race is run. Manny is back out on super softs again in 18th. But you're in 18th, Manny. I mean, you might make up a few places, but you're going to be going straight back into the pits before you know it. So, you know, I'd argue that you've maybe not played the best card there. Let's try and get a nose cam view here of Steph Murray so that we can see what's happening behind her. Wellington's pitting now, and Wellington's gone with the soft compound tyres to try and do something dramatic, potentially. Engelhardt there just got an overtake on Fuegas Manny, which is not what you'd expect to see, given that Fuegas is running accelerated and exciting tyres. No, I don't know exactly what's happening there. Talk to me, weather forecast team. It looks like it's going to stay dry for the remainder of the race. All of that talk about the weather having a massive impact on race performance was just talk. There was nothing beneficial in there, and once again we're starting to cook the tyres. Well, it is a warm old day here in Beijing, so sometimes that's going to happen. Murray has got eyes on the rear end of Marley, and is going to be trying to close that gap as we move into the grand shuffle that always occurs during pit stop season. Some of those who've pitted already, so Hitbone has come back out in 11th and is already aggressively sniffing the tailpipe of Steph Murray as he goes through there. We know he's the faster driver, that's to be expected. And Murray's off. Oh, silly Murray. Yeah, got completely flummoxed there by that overtaking manoeuvre and stacked it. Well, these things happen. The only pleasure to be had there was that we saw it happen. We were watching as it happened. But that's the end of Steph Murray's race there. The car is broken, Stegs. Right, well, that leaves us with Engelhardt as our great white hope to get into the top six. And at the current stage, I am not feeling it. Well, there you go. That's both drivers having binned it at least once this season. Engelhardt broke it a couple of races ago, and Murray has now stacked it as well. Considering how much I pay those drivers, I think I should be fully entitled to not pay them for a race that they didn't finish. It's not the car's fault. If it's driver error, I think I'm well within my rights to deny them their salary. I mean, we'll take that one up with the league at some point and see where it gets us. Anyway, Engelhardt now 9th, driving largely for pride at this stage. Fandango is going to be in pretty soon. Disorderly's going to come in pretty soon. Disorderly's actually running quite a nice race, having started very low down the grid. Fuegas Manny's not gone long left, and Lacey Carlton's going to be coming in more or less the same time that Engelhardt does. Engelhardt can be fairly relaxed at the moment. It's Blackenkout behind him, who is on the fast tyres, but is not what you might call a premium driver. Is more a no-claim bonus driver. Right, okay, go on, put your foot down again, Falco. You've got. I'm going to give you 2 more laps on these wheels, and then you can go in and get some new ones. If you can get another lap out of this, that would be peachy keen. He's got 16 laps of fuel left. Right, hammer time. Go for it. He gets overtaken there by Blackenkout. Softer tyres. They're less bad than the ones that we're on now, as Fandango comes into the pits. He's going to exit the pits right about the same time that Falco goes past, unless he really is going at a heck of a rate on the old pit stop there. Carlton's come in as well. We're going to chance one more lap here with Engelhardt and hope he doesn't stack it, but he's going to come in this time and we're going to go for the softs. The fuel is absolutely fine. We're going to put him out at, just absolutely rinse it when he comes back out again. Gearbox does look a bit dubious. In fact, one might well argue that the gearbox looks incredibly dubious, given the number of laps remaining. We are staring down the barrel here of mechanical difficulty as we come around the final bend to head into the pits, and this is where it all matters, where everything can change, where life can treat you cruelly, or like you deserve to be treated better. Right, full attack for you, Falco. You're in 12th. I need you in 6th. How does it look on the pit stop side of things? Texera might hang on in there. Hitbone might hang on in there. Trial has a chance. Fandango is going to win. Black and Cout will possibly come in. Disorderly will probably stay out. Kickery and Marley might be able to hang in there. Carlton and Manny are on their final set of tyres. This is going to be an interesting one. Falco, if he really pushes it here, could make things happen. But as it stands, let's not do the engine mode quite so high there. My suspicion, some of you may or may not be able to confirm this, but my suspicion is higher engine mode, higher engine wear, and we want to try and avoid that now, don't we? So Mule's tyres are going to get into the risky zone anytime in the next lap. Now there's only a couple left, and there's Falco complaining about the gearbox. I don't know if Mule's going to stay out or not. Anyway, Fandango is 2 and a bit seconds off the lead now. Got the better tyres. Texera's tyres are pretty tired. No pun intended. Trial's coming in. Mule's coming in. Exciting stuff. Are we close enough to be able to capitalise on that? We might be. We might be. We have not made much headway there. Okay, well, we managed to get ahead of Mule, who is looks to be quite hungry, it has to be said, via some aggressive action there. In 10th is Lacey Carlton, and she's reporting some mechanical difficulty, but then it has to be said, so are we, in 11th place. I don't think we've got it as we head round into the final lap. We haven't got it. We haven't got this one. No, this is a write-off weekend. Go on, give it everything you got. Doesn't really matter at this stage. No, we've hosed it. We've pooched it. Nothing wrong with the strategy. The strategy was bang on, but when it came down to it, the car didn't deliver. The drivers didn't deliver. Stephanie was driving quite brightly early on, but could not keep the car on the track. And if you can't keep the car on the track, well, you're not going to win, are you? It's really rather as simple as that. Lacey Carlton looks like to be able to block Falco sufficiently to retain 10th, and Engelhardt there disappointing 11th place. Yeah, disappointing is the word. I could choose other words, but for the sake of the children, it's going to be disappointing is the word that I use. Texera there, Jesus managing to hang on a 2-stop strategy to take the win. Hitbone, 2 stops. Disorderly and Black and Cow also 2 stoppers, which enabled them to finish in the top 6. Clever, cunning, call it what you will. Certainly seemed to get the job done. So yeah, that wasn't ideal. I don't know. I've not got anything else to say other than that was not ideal. Yeah, it did not go very well. Unless 10 cars are about to get disqualified, which they don't, because the scrutineers never find anything at all. Lacey Carlton, anyway, gets a bonus point for starting on pole, and it is Army Mule who got the fastest lap, but they did have a drive-through penalty as well. Oh no, they got busted for having a naughty part. Naughty. Steph there crashed. Damn it, Steph. Anyway, what does that do to the standings? Steph drops 3 places into 6th. Falco drops 1 as well. Now tied in 8th with Frankie Trial. a very disappointing result. We're still clinging on to third, but all that big talk at the start of today's episode about being in contention for second, well, that's just rubbish. We're not in contention anymore, I'll tell you that for nothing. So going to the more on board, Rina Harino, Bulldozer Power GT, make sure you give All on AMR a good beating. Hate them, put them in their Fing place. Okay, Fing place, you betcha. Sassy Window, who's allegedly a fan. OMG, yes, what a race. Hashtag Vittorio Corsa. Hashtag too good. Not too good. If they were too good, they'd win all the races. And yes, I love you, Jesus Texera. And there you go. That's really all you need to see with that regard. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for a disappointing weekend at Beijing. Has Bulldozer Power's bright start stopped? Or is this merely a bump in the highway to victory? Only you can decide. Well, actually, I don't think anyone can decide so much. I just push the buttons and see what happens. Anyway, only you can tune in to find out what happens next time around as we resume the Bulldozer Power GT series. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Remember, this series only exists because you support it. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.